Welcome to Learn with Safi. Java Collections Interview Questions and Answers. What is the collection framework in Java? Collection framework is a combination of classes and interface, which is used to store and manipulate the data in the form of objects. It provides various classes such as ArrayList, vector, stack, and hash set, etc., and interfaces such as list, queue, set, etc. for this purpose. What are the main differences between array and collection? Array and collection are somewhat similar regarding storing the references of objects and manipulating the data, but they differ in many ways. The main differences between the array and collection are defined below. Arrays are always of fixed size, that is, a user cannot increase or decrease the length of the array according to their requirement or at runtime, but in collection, size can be changed dynamically as per need. Arrays can only store homogeneous or similar type objects, but in collection, heterogeneous objects can be stored. Arrays cannot provide their ready-made methods for user requirements as sorting, searching, etc., but collection includes ready-made methods to use. Explain various interfaces used in collection framework. Collection framework implements various interfaces: collection interface and map interface. Java.util.map are the mainly used interfaces of Java collection framework. List of interfaces of collection framework is given below. Collection interface. Collection. Java.util.collection is the primary interface, and every collection must implement this interface. Consider the following syntax. List interface. List interface extends the collection interface, and it is an ordered collection of objects. It contains duplicate elements. It also allows random access of elements. Consider the following syntax. Set interface. Set. Java.util.set interface is a collection which cannot contain duplicate elements. It can only include inherited methods of collection interface. Consider the following syntax. Queue interface. Queue. Java.util.queue interface defines queue data structure, which stores the elements in the form FIFO, first in first out. Consider the following syntax. Queue interface. It is a double-ended queue. It allows the insertion and removal of elements from both ends. It implants the properties of both stack and queue so it can perform LIFO, last in first out, stack and FIFO, first in first out, queue, operations. Consider the following syntax. Map interface. A map, java.util.map, represents a key value pair storage of elements. Map interface does not implement the collection interface. It can only contain a unique key but can have duplicate elements. There are two interfaces which implement map in Java, that are map interface and sorted map. What is the difference between ArrayList and vector? ArrayList. ArrayList is not synchronized. Vector. Vector is synchronized. ArrayList. ArrayList is not a legacy class. Vector. Vector is a legacy class. ArrayList. ArrayList increases its size by 50% of the array size. Vector. Vector increases its size by doubling the array size. ArrayList. ArrayList is not thread safe as it is not synchronized. Vector. Vector list is thread safe as its every method is synchronized. What is the difference between ArrayList and linked list? ArrayList. ArrayList uses a dynamic array. Linked list. Linked list uses a doubly linked list. ArrayList. ArrayList is not efficient for manipulation because too much is required. Linked list. Linked list is efficient for manipulation. ArrayList. ArrayList is better to store and fetch data. Linked list. Linked list is better to manipulate data. ArrayList. ArrayList provides random access. Linked list. Linked list does not provide random access. ArrayList. ArrayList takes less memory overhead as it stores only object. Linked list. Linked list takes more memory overhead, as it stores the object as well as the address of that object. What is the difference between Iterator and List Iterator? Iterator. The iterator traverses the elements in the forward direction only. List Iterator. List Iterator traverses the elements in backward and forward directions both. Iterator. The iterator can be used in list, set, and queue. List Iterator. List Iterator can be used in list only. Iterator. The iterator can only perform remove operation while traversing the collection. List Iterator. List Iterator can perform add, remove and set operation while traversing the collection. What is the difference between iterator and enumeration? Iterator. The iterator can traverse legacy and non-legacy elements. Enumeration. Enumeration can traverse only legacy elements. Iterator. The iterator is fail-fast. Enumeration. Enumeration is not fail-fast. Iterator. The iterator is slower than enumeration. Enumeration. Enumeration is faster than iterator. Iterator. The iterator can perform remove operation while traversing the collection. Enumeration. The enumeration can perform only traverse operation on the collection. What is the difference between list and set? The list and set both extend the collection interface. However, there are some differences between the both which are listed below. The list can contain duplicate elements whereas set includes unique items. The list is an ordered collection which maintains the insertion order whereas set is an unordered collection which does not preserve the insertion order. The list interface contains a single legacy class which is vector class whereas set interface does not have any legacy class. The list interface can allow n number of null values whereas set interface only allows a single null value. What is the difference between hash set and tree set? The hash set and tree set, both classes, implement set interface. The differences between the both are listed below. Hash set maintains no order whereas tree set maintains ascending order. Hash set implemented by hash table whereas tree set implemented by a tree structure. Hash set performs faster than tree set. Hash set is backed by hash map whereas tree set is backed by tree map. What is the difference between set and map? The differences between the set and map are given below. Set contains values only whereas map contains key and values both. Set contains unique values whereas map can contain unique keys with duplicate values. Set holds a single number of null value whereas map can include a single null key with n number of null values. What is the difference between hash set and hash map? The differences between the hash set and hash map are listed below. Hash set contains only values whereas hash map includes the entry, key, value. Hash set can be iterated, but hash map needs to convert into set to be iterated. Hash set implements set interface whereas hash map implements the map interface. Hash set cannot have any duplicate value whereas hash map can contain duplicate values with unique keys. Hash set contains the only single number of null value whereas hash map can hold a single null key with n number of null values. What is the difference between hash map and tree map? The differences between the hash map and tree map are given below. Hash map maintains no order, but tree map maintains ascending order. Hash map is implemented by hash table whereas tree map is implemented by a tree structure. Hash map can be sorted by key or value whereas tree map can be sorted by key. Hash map may contain a null key with multiple null values whereas tree map cannot hold a null key but can have multiple null values. What is the difference between hash map and hash table? Hash map. Hash map is not synchronized. Hash table. Hash table is synchronized. Hash map. Hash map can contain one null key and multiple null values. Hash table. Hash table cannot contain any null key or null value. Hash map. Hash map is not thread safe, so it is useful for non-threaded applications. Hash table. Hash table is thread safe, and it can be shared between various threads. Hash map. Hash map inherits the abstract map class. Hash table. Hash table inherits the dictionary class. What is the difference between collection and collections? The differences between the collection and collections are given below. The collection is an interface whereas collections is a class. The collection interface provides the standard functionality of data structure to list, set, and queue. However, collections class is to sort and synchronize the collection elements. The collection interface provides the methods that can be used for data structure whereas collections class provides the static methods which can be used for various operation on a collection. What is the difference between comparable and comparator? Comparable. Comparable provides only one sort of sequence. Comparator. The comparator provides multiple sorts of sequences. Comparable. It provides one method named compareTo. Comparator. It provides one method named compare. Comparable. It is found in java.lang package. Comparator. It is located in java.util package. Comparable. If we implement the comparable interface, the actual class is modified. Comparator. The actual class is not changed. What do you understand by blocking queue? Blocking queue is an interface which extends the queue interface. It provides concurrency in the operations like retrieval, insertion, deletion. While retrieval of any element, it waits for the queue to be non-empty. While storing the elements, it waits for the available space. Blocking queue cannot contain null elements, and implementation of blocking queue is thread safe. Consider the following syntax. What is the advantage of properties file? If you change the value in the properties file, you don't need to recompile the Java class. So, it makes the application easy to manage. It is used to store information which is to be changed frequently. What does the hashcode method? The hashcode method returns a hashcode value, an integer number. The hashcode method returns the same integer number if two keys, by calling equals method, are identical. However, it is possible that two hashcode numbers can have different or the same keys. If two objects do not produce an equal result by using the equals method, then the hashcode method will provide the different integer result for both the objects. Why we override equals method. The equals method is used to check whether two objects are the same or not. It needs to be overridden if we want to check the objects based on the property. For example, employee is a class that has three data members, id, name, and salary. However, we want to check the equality of employee object by the salary. Then, we need to override the equals method. How to synchronize list, set and map elements. Yes, collections class provides methods to make list, set or map elements as synchronized. Public static list synchronized list list_l. Public static set synchronized set set_s. Public static sorted set synchronized sorted set_s. Public static map synchronized map_m. Public static sort map synchronized sorted map_m. What is the advantage of the generic collection? There are three main advantages of using the generic collection. If we use the generic class, we don't need typecasting. It is type safe and checked at compile time. Generic confirms the stability of the code by making it bug detectable at compile time. What is hash collision in hash table and how it is handled in Java? Two different keys with the same hash value are known as hash collision. Two separate entries will be kept in a single hash bucket to avoid the collision. There are two ways to avoid hash collision: separate chaining, open addressing. What is the dictionary class? The dictionary class provides the capability to store key-value pairs. What is the default size of load factor in hashing-based collection? The default size of load factor is 0.75. The default capacity is computed as initial capacity multiple load factor. For example, 16 multiple 0.75 equals 12. So, 12 is the default capacity of map. What do you understand by failfast? The iterator in Java which immediately throws concurrent modification exception, if any structural modification occurs in, is called as a failfast iterator. Failfast iterator does not require any extra space in memory. What is the difference between array and ArrayList? Array. The array is of fixed size, means we cannot resize the array as per need. ArrayList. ArrayList is not of the fixed size, we can change the size dynamically. Array. Arrays are of the static type. ArrayList is of dynamic size. Array. Arrays can store primitive data types as well as objects. ArrayList. ArrayList cannot store the primitive data types, it can only store the objects. What is the difference between the length of an array and size of ArrayList? The length of an array can be obtained using the property of length, whereas ArrayList does not support length property, but we can use size method to get the number of objects in the list. How to convert ArrayList to array and array to ArrayList. We can convert an array to ArrayList by using the asList method of Arrays class. AsList method is the static method of Arrays class and accepts the list object. Syntax: arrays.asList item. We can convert an ArrayList to array using toArray method of the ArrayList class. Consider the following syntax to convert the ArrayList to the list object. How to make Java ArrayList read-only. We can obtain Java ArrayList read-only by calling the collections.unmodifiable collection method. When we define an ArrayList as read-only, then we cannot perform any modification in the collection through add, remove or set method. How to remove duplicates from ArrayList. There are two ways to remove duplicates from the ArrayList. Using #set. By using #set we can remove the duplicate element from the ArrayList, but it will not then preserve the insertion order. Using linked #set, we can also maintain the insertion order by using linked #set instead of #set. The process to remove duplicate elements from ArrayList using the linked #set. Copy all the elements of ArrayList to linked #set. Empty the ArrayList using clear method, which will remove all the elements from the list. Now copy all the elements of linked #set to ArrayList. How to reverse ArrayList. To reverse an ArrayList, we can use reverse method of collections class. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and hit the bell.